Hello everyone, welcome to another nutritious and delicious episode of Chef Huie's Culinary Television, where I bring you plant-based dishes inspired by the rich flavors of Jamaica, the wider Caribbean, and international cuisine. In today's recipe, I'll be showing you how to prepare banana nut bread with chocolate chip. Now, before I get into the recipe, I just would like to ask you, please like the video, share the video with a friend or a family who you believe has open mind like you do and is interested in content like the one I produce. And also guys, I'm asking you, subscribe to the channel and be a part of the community. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through all the ingredients, and then I'm gonna assemble this banana nut bread with chocolate chip. And just like I had told you in my last video, pineapple upside down cake video, it doesn't matter whether you are vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, any kind of vegan. Today and in this series, what I'm doing here is a series of baking video. And in this series, every person is covered regardless of your preferences. So whether you like plant-based or otherwise, you can follow along and I will show you whether you want to make it plant-based, what you're going to do, and if you want to make it the traditional way, what you're going to do. Now, I have flour, 2 cups of flour. I have canola oil, and I will show you the quantity as I assemble them together. I'm just going to run through the recipe, through the ingredients really quick, and then I will show you the quantity. We have applesauce, brown sugar, unsweetened almond milk, vanilla extract, baking soda, baking powder, ground nutmeg, ground cinnamon, chopped walnuts, and of course we have the chocolate chip. Guys, I will be using all vegan product, but I will show you the equivalent, that way you can come right along. So my chocolate chip is going to be vegan, but feel free to use whatever chocolate chip you want. Same thing with the plant-based milk. So I'm going to go ahead and move right into this recipe, guys. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to walk over to my oven here and I'm going to turn it on to 350 degrees, which is the same as 175 degrees Celsius. Okay, now that our oven is on, what we're doing, guys, we're preheating the oven. So by the time we assemble the banana nut bread together, the oven will be nice and hot, and we'll just put our loaf pan in there and bake it until it's done. So the first thing we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna peel these bananas, we're gonna cut them up, we're gonna mash them slightly, and then we're gonna move right along. Now, first thing I want you to note, I'm using very, very ripe banana. You can see the spots on them. These two especially are very ripe. This one is also ripe, but not as much as this one. But you want to try to use the ripest banana you can find. Okay, so now that I've got my bananas peeled, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna slice them. Put them in the container here. Now that we got our bananas, guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mash my bananas here. And you do not want to mash it too much. You just want to slightly mash it. You're having a little bit of chunks in there is perfectly fine. So at this time, what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix all my wet ingredients together, after which I will mix the dry ingredients. So my wet ingredients would constitute the plant-based milk, my oil, also the sugar, vanilla, a little bit of apple cider vinegar I got here. The apple cider vinegar, what it does, it works in conjunction with the apple sauce. I'm gonna have the apple sauce now. It works in conjunction with the apple sauce to hack like the egg. So if you're making the traditional version, then you want to exclude the apple cider vinegar on the apple sauce, and instead you would use the eggs. And always remember, a quarter cup of apple sauce is equivalent to one medium-sized egg. Let me say that again. A quarter cup of apple sauce is equivalent to one medium-sized egg. So if you're making the traditional version, you want to leave out the applesauce and use the egg instead. And of course, you want to leave out plant-based milk and use traditional milk. I'm going to put a teaspoon of vegan butter. You want to either melt it or make sure it's softened. You do not want it to be hard or frozen. And so now I believe I have all of my wet ingredients together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mix them. You want to mix it really good until all of your sugar is dissolved and is no longer in a solid form. And now for my dry ingredient, guys, I will be adding all of my dry ingredients. So this is the cinnamon and the nutmeg. I combine those together. Then there is the salt, baking powder, baking soda. So right at this time, I'm just going to go ahead and mix these together. So now we have our wet ingredients here. We have our dry ingredients. And what I'm going to do next, I am going to chop the walnut. Okay, so guys, we have our walnut chop. And we have our chocolate chips. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna mix the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. So guys, we are gonna slowly mix the wet ingredients into the dry and make the banana nut bread batter. In this process, you have to be a little bit patient. You don't want to pour all the liquid in there and just whisk it together. It's not going to turn out very well that way. You want to do it slowly and meticulously, because when you whisk it excessively, you whisk a lot of hair into the cake, or in this case, the banana nut bread. Now, if you're making a big batch, a big quantity, let's say you have family members home or friends home, and you want to make a big batch, then you might want to use your mixer, but you still have to observe the same principle. You want to slowly add your liquid to the dry ingredients and slowly whisk it at slow speed. You do not want to overmix the batter, otherwise you will see that's when your cake or your banana bread is going to get really dry. So now I'm adding the banana to the mixture. So now I had my banana to the mixture and I'm folding in everything. So you can see little chunks of banana there. That is perfectly fine, because after all, think about it. What is it called? Banana nut bread. I prefer to call it Chef Huie's banana nut bread. So guys, you could see it came in perfectly fine. We have a nice butter here. And the only thing left, guys, we're gonna add our walnut and the chocolate chip. So at this time, guys, we're gonna add our walnut and our chocolate chip. And again, we're gonna fold it in so it spreads evenly. There you go. That's our batter. That's how it looks, guys. Looking excellent. Typical Chef Huie style production. And you can bet the outcome is just... Now I have my baking pan here. What you want to do at this point, if you have a spray pan, a spray, like a can spray, you can spray it down. Guys, so now we're down to the wire. We're gonna pour our batter into the pan and we are going to bake it. But now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to pour the batter out into the pan. There you go. So that's it, guys. So guys, here is our loaf pan with the batter. At this point, we're gonna put it in the oven and we're gonna bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So there you go, guys. The banana nut bread is in the oven. It's well on the way. At this point, when you're trying this recipe, you want to set your alarm. It should take about 45 minutes to 45 minutes to an hour. At earliest, depends on the type of oven you're using. It could be done in as early as 45 minutes, but depending if you're using a slower oven, it might take up to an hour. You just need to check it, but you do not need to open the oven at regular intervals. You want to give it a good 40 minutes before you open the oven to check on it. And it depends on how it's looking, then you decide how much more time you need. Now, guys, again, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends and family of similar interests to yours. So, guys, the banana nut bread is baked and ready. At this point, I got it right here. I cooled it down nicely. It's still a little bit warm, but it is cool enough where I could remove it from the pan safely, because you do not want to try to take it from the pan while it's hot. High possibility that it's gonna break and fall apart. Once it gets cool enough, you can easily remove it, you can cut it, and you can taste it. And at this point, this is exactly what we are going to do. So I think, okay, that was quite easy. And we're gonna put our cake like this. And so you see, guys, when you spray your pan or you do put a little oil in there, it makes removing it from the pan very easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the cake. I guess I could call it cake, the banana bread. And as already you can see, it's nice and moist. You don't even have to taste it to see how moist it is. Guys, I'm gonna be very honest with you. This is as close to perfect as you can get. This is awesome. It is almost perfect. I would even go as far as say it is perfect. It is not too sweet. It's nice and moist. You can taste the chocolate. You can taste the nuts. You gotta have to try this one at home. Banana nut bread with chocolate chip. So, thank you for watching. Appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next video.